Hello, brethren.
Yes, my brethren.
Yes, my lord.
Ras Amlak.
Thanks.
Akashic, yeah.
Yeah,
Man. Yeah, it's good to link with the eye, man. It's been long time, you know. That we spoke directly like this, you know.
Yes, sir.
I mean, yeah, man. But yeah, give thanks same way, you know. Works are getting progressive and you know.
The communication link, you know.
True.
And Joseph, thanks for the invite, and you know, like what you're doing with your channel. So it's a good opportunity to get into reasoning a little bit.
Yeah, man. Just want to style a good thing and you know get have like have some subject matter, you know, talk about some subjects and you know to make people aware that we are aware of what's going on too, you know, out there, you know. So yeah, you know them ones there, yeah, man. So like the subject matter things, you know, like I say with the music that we're doing, as we're reasoning the other day, Mike, you know, there's some of them, like I said, it speak about, you know, the taboo things that not many people want to speak about, and some people comment on certain things as well, you know. Some of them is good, some of them is this, some of them is that, you know. So yeah, it all comes with it, you know. But did you expect to get like kind of a funny reaction from certain things?
It's funny because along the way, as these things have been happening, I've been reasoning with both the brethren. Sometimes I call Ras Amlak and we reason about these things. And I mean, to be honest, the feedback is probably 99% positive, and it's that 1% that, or even less, that has a problem with the subject matter. But it just seems bigger because, you know, negative feedback kind of maybe stings a little more than positive feedback. But yeah, I mean, when you stretch the boundary, maybe some people get uncomfortable. You know,
it's like example, man, in my brethren, we put up a video of like a Asiatic thing, you know.
Yeah,
like kind of a fusion thing, you know.
I already knew where the man was going. See,
yep.
You know, and it kind of caused some half thing, you know. You got some people saying this, some people saying that, you know. But for me personally, like I always say anyway, it works, and the most important thing is it touches certain people, you know, and certain people understand it. In fact, a lot of people do understand it, you know.
Most
fusion, you know. So most. Most people do understand it, you know.
And it's important to remember that we really are talking about 99% of people that get it, and it resonates with something inside of them. I mean, we could go through the albums and find the criticism. And Key to the Universe, it was the occult.
Yeah, but more time. But you're what though? More time though. This it's. I feel like it can't even really be. It's not criticism though, because more time, like criticism is somebody like, you know, they take your thing and you know, maybe they can show it to you like on a that they're seeing it from a, you know, a broader perspective, say, right? And then like maybe you could learn something from them, but it's not that type of criticism. More time, the criticism is coming from a place where, you know what I'm saying, you just got in front of vibes where the people not really reaching. They can't really see over there. You know what I'm saying? Because they're standing where they're standing and you standing where you're standing. But like where I'm standing and look at the sun and where you're standing and look at the sun is two different places, but that don't make the sun not the sun. And that don't make the person looking at the sun from another perspective, it don't make their perspective wrong. See?
True.
And that's where the thing where people get confused is I would say enough of the people, enough of the the things that people say are criticism, I would say, yo, like, you know, enough people should have looked into things a little bit more
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes I wish people would
thoroughly
ask,
before they speak on it. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
I wish people would
Mo
ask a
said that we're
question.
not gonna present no vibes unless we know where we're coming from. See?
That's what I'm saying. I wish people would ask a question rather than make a judgment. Like sometimes you might be able to learn something. Like tell us how Hinduism and Rastafari. Tell us about the shared connections between. Do the two have any connection? That'd be an interesting question to start. What's the
Exactly.
Vedic influence on Rastafari that you're talking about? That'd be an interesting question.
Right.
How does Mesoamerican mysticism and history tie into the grander story? Or why are you exploring the Dogon mysteries? How does that tie into the thing? You ask a question like that, you're gonna get a rich answer.
Because ultimately these things is not, you know what I'm saying? It's not like how does one influence the other or which came first, because they're all influenced by the same, you know, the same origin. The same thing in the origin is the same thing that they're all influenced by, maybe at different points in time.
You see, yeah,
different geographical area in a different culture with a different language. See?
Right. You see, I'm glad you put that point, because that's the kind of basis I think on anyway. Something on a, you know, on a universal scale that I feel, that I know, because I feel, so I know that, yes, this, I can't really go wrong with it in majority of most places, you know, and, you know, and that's the way I think when I'm doing stuff like this. It's not for a specific or a certain or whatnot, you know, it's a more of a, like I said, some people will like it, but some people don't hate it, or they don't show kind of a thing with it. They just wouldn't mind it, you know, that kind of thing there, you know. So that's what I'm saying. When me and Mike were reasoning the other day, I was saying, yo, this thing here, at the end of the day, it's a vibration that is all over the planet. You know, like I was saying to him, I don't think there's no way you can turn that there's no music. You know, whether some people are saying the other day, whether they sing, throat singing, or they do whatever they got to do or whatnot. You know, there's always some, that kind of vibration is around on this planet. You know what I mean?
Yes,
you know,
sir.
so most of the time when I'm doing something, I think on that aspect more than I'm trying to target people. Like, you know, some producers, you know, or some sound man, they only target certain specific things. You see what I mean? Especially with the reggae, or I wouldn't say the reggae, especially with a dub thing on this side of the world, especially from the UK to Europe and whatnot. You know, beginning it was a little bit one target, one way kind of thing, but you have to understand some things have to start like that. But the whole point was it became a universal thing. Now, as you can see, it's all over the place, you know, and people I never expect will be into this. They are into it and these kind of things, you know what I mean? So just that alone, I personally feel like that, yeah, I always have to think every time on a universal scale, no matter what I'm going to do or what I'm doing, I have to think of a planetary scale. I don't think of a only for this and only for that, you know?
Yes, sir.
Because them things that is very hard to focus on. It's more easier to focus on a planetary scale. You get what I'm saying?
Yes,
you know,
sir.
so
That's the perspective. That's coming from the perspective of, you know, simple. The earth is the large and the fullness thereof.
yes.
So I'm just not confined to one specific point. Like wherever I, you know, wherever I end up on is where I end up on. That's the point. But it's like infinite rays coming off of that point. See, and I stretching out to enough, you know what I'm saying, different outlets, enough channels, enough current. See?
Yeah, man. It all needs to be penetrated. All of them needs that, you know, because like say man has got one way of a way of doing things and them stuck to that and it just sticks to that one way, you know. And sometimes when you're into that world with that kind of mindset of people, and you breaking the so-called barrier or whatnot within that, it's kind of hard, especially in the beginning, because it's like what they say, teaching old dog new tricks, you know. It ain't gonna work. Like it's gonna be a very hard work, you know. But put on a different scale, if they do get to understand where you're coming from, but it's got the foundation still, but obviously in a different aspect. It's like modernizing it in a way, kind of thing. You see what I mean? Certain sound I would use back in the day, the man they'll be like, yo, you can't use that, man. Them sound that can't work is crazy, brother. You can't be doing them things there, you know, the whatnot. But I got a little bit of patience with some things, in a sense of that, yo, I know, I feel that, yeah, they're gonna get where I'm coming from later, because like I said, from you lose that, from the foundation is there, you will not lose it. You know,
that's what I'm saying.
So what it is, like I said, that kind of set of mind people, you will have to have patience and time with people like that. You see what I mean?
Reggie, what I'm saying is that there's an unbroken tradition going back to the beginning of reggae, before reggae, Bingi, before Bingi Africa, unbroken lineage till now.
Yeah.
That consciousness coming through. And to be honest, I hope this doesn't sound arrogant, but I feel like we're on the bleeding edge of the thing. We're on the,
hold on there.
Your camera. Yeah.
Yeah, me back now.
Yeah. On the edge of the thing.
If we as creators, right, are of a certain understanding, then to me, then we have that obligation to communicate that, so to make others aware, seen, so that they can see it too, so that they can hear it too, you know?
Yeah, like there's a couple artists I want to bring up, because I feel like there are some artists that open the doors for what we're doing right now. So Von Benjamin Akebeka, people are still unpacking what that man said, and will be for decades to come.
True.
I think the man set his mark, you know, so, you know, and he broke a barrier in a different way still, you know. This is what I mean. But it's still within the realm.
It's still roots, but there were plenty of people who felt a little bit of a way about what he was talking about, and about the volume of music. Back in the early 2000s, people were saying it all sounds the same. It's too much. It's, you know, yeah. I'm not sure the direction that man is going.
But this is what I mean by that's what I just said earlier on, with if you're within a certain mindset of people, and it's just nature, you know, Bridget, because that's how mystic nature is. Within how the thing might look for thousands of years, it might look the same, but there's gonna be that time that one is gonna pop out of it, and within that time, that one's gonna change the landscape, right? You know, or change the thing, you know. Yep. It's just how we go. It is like that.
Yep. There's another name I want to call out who's more in the UK dub, and that's Tennis Stellan.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
The three of us have a connection to that, which I'm gonna share.
You know, I remember Tenna put a little while back though. Still, man, put a tune called "Flying Saucers."
Yeah, man.
Regular back in the day, yeah. Now, what's this dude? Why is this dude talking about flying saucers? Anunnaki, and you know,
Anunnaki.
Like, you know, little did they know it was becoming a thing. Like in time to come, everybody got to get to understand. Right. Sometimes it's like a burden. Sometimes when you're a little bit too far ahead, you know, some people can't help it. It's just that's the way they are in their mind, you know.
No, man,
it can be a burden as well in a way, because you're talking about some things that's like, what are you talking about?
You could find yourself alone until you find more people who kind of also see it that way.
Yeah, but that's how you gain more of them things there, innit? By just being alone most of the time in that thought, you know? It gets more and more and more and more and more, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Staying on
Because
the,
check it, enough of us out here, like just even on that vibes, you know what I mean? Like I said, man, a frequency, man. Everything is frequency of sound and light. Seems so
Yeah.
like, look out here, you know what I'm saying? In the US, man, like up until recent, you know what I'm saying, recent times, like we didn't have the influence of the real, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have mind running sound like, you know what I'm saying, like real session, real dubwise sessions. See, we didn't have mine running them type of sound, you know what I'm saying? Or be like Stone Love type of vibes, you know, see? Them type of big vibes like that, big dance hall vibes, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
different.
like enough of us, like, man, I was here waiting, man, from a long time, you know what I'm saying? And all of these musics influenced me, man, like man, Tenor from early, you know what I'm saying? And Joseph for real, even when the item dropped, the Nibiru, brethren, that thing, there was a time, man, I must have played that tune about 1,000 times, man, in a couple months time, man, because it's rough. And just like, because nobody was touching on that, man, nobody, it's like
Yeah,
people
man.
want to stay within some certain parameters, but really the whole point of Rastafari is that you outside all those parameters, you
There is
outside
no
of all those
parameter. This is what I'm
artificial
saying. Yeah.
constructs. Seeing?
Yeah.
So
We're not
the
true.
Rastafari not limited to nothing, man. And
No.
the powers that like you said, from the drum that ever was. I mean, the whole world is Africa. That's why you have all these things all over the world, because it's not just confined to one geographical area. You know what I'm saying? Original man, where they're about the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? We run the whole thing. The whole world is Africa seen. So like right now, this vibes that we bring in, you know what I'm saying? I even feel confident to say, yo, this is the modern, this is the current catalyst for that vibe, for that drum, for that word sound power. Seen?
Yeah, you thanks, brother. I feel like that
For real.
in a way too, that this is especially this type of music is the one that is kind of stopping these other kind of things that's going on, you know, them other kind of genre of music, you know, the prerogative music and, you know, those kind of funny, the one that's corrupting the youth, them and these kind of music, you know.
Seen?
So what you reckon, let's say in America, for example, right? If the right person is there with the sound and these kind of things, that for me, I feel like it should not take long to penetrate people along the line, you know, not just one place. I'm talking, you know.
And that's why, and see, that's the real thing right there. It's a real, man, when we put it right there, it's evident, because as soon as, you know what I'm saying, look, I was there with Peter when he first, you know what I'm saying, he forward and linked with a lot of the eyes them, you know what I'm saying, from such time. And you know, he came forward and I was there in the mind, like really like, yo, I'm gonna do it, brethren. I'm gonna build a sound and whoop, 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 you know what I'm saying? And a couple man had sound, but like it's so limited to like a small community. Like people didn't know about the very few sounds that was even here. You know what I mean? Because, and it's really interesting because I always found it interesting on a side note that you can find any other kind of music here, right? You can find any other kind of reggae, but for some reason, you couldn't find the real dubwise vibes, couldn't find the real steppers, the real sound system vibes. And I always found that was really interesting. And I always knew that as soon as somebody, you know what I'm saying, as soon as somebody set a spark, the thing would ignite. And sure enough, man, now it's like a lot of sounds in California, man. California got more sounds than the whole United States combined.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So the vibe is there. And once I seen enough people come in a session, brethren, and they never, you know, maybe they know dub, like they feel like dub, you know what I'm saying? They hear dub, but like they don't know dub. You see,
Yeah, I
they don't
get
know
you. Yeah,
dub.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And when they come in, they just like, yo, they can't believe it, brethren. The vibes penetrate them and they're like, yo, what is this, brethren? Like, what is this? This is vibes, you know what I'm saying? And then them people you keep seeing them on them again and again in the session, even though you're not playing and you're moving around in the different locations, and these man is following you around because the vibe is the vibe.
This the fact. This is the start of it, man. This is how it's supposed to be, like the start of it. You know, you move around, and whether you're gonna start with 3 or 4 dedicated people, you know, they're gonna be going wherever that sound is playing. That's how you start. Right. Because I could tell you some big sound right now, how like sometimes back then it was dread, you know, like, you know, few man in the dance, and you got the dedicated people that we call them the usual suspects, you know. So everywhere you go, they're there. Whether you go up north, you're down south, you're east or you're west. When that sound is playing, you're gonna see them faces there, no matter what time the session finish and whatnot. You know, the man up there. You see, this is what I'm saying about. That's why I asked about the US still, because for me, it's a little bit more freer than where we are anyway in the UK for a start. In the sense of more, I feel like you can do more outdoor stuff than maybe indoor stuff. I can imagine the indoor stuff is a little bit more, you know, paperwork and problems and whatnot, you know. Yeah, but what I'm thinking is that it needs that kind of dedicated, you know, just sound. The man are moving, and that's how it start, Bridget. You got to play everywhere, wherever you can. Wherever is the agreement that you can set up and plug in. It have to go, you know, because like you just said, I feel like the US is one of the things that's really missing. I'm talking about sound system. Yeah. You know, not people come set up a show sound. No, I'm talking about how the dub is played. You know, when the bass drop and, you know, speak your clothes is shaking and your trousers shaking. You know, you're feeling some bass, and you know what I mean. It's played in the right way. You know, you can even play like Bob Marley, but the way it's been played. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Man have to think twice that, Ross, is that the same tune?
Real quick. It has been happening. It's just it hasn't had massive exposure, because it's good that Ras Amlak brought up Peter, and Peter has done a lot to bring dubwise to the US and different communities and stuff like that. But I want to call out, before Peter, Blackheart Warriors were doing it and still doing it tough and playing that way. And before that, it was Ras Kush and Seska and Humble. And before that, it was Abashaka in
yes. I remember them.
So it has been, but it's underground. And what a lot of us feel is that we would just love to see it kind of bust.
Because right now, the kind of time that we're living in, it's not like before, obviously, you know, and that's why I just feel like it needs to be exposed in a very extremeness, because if that is done, I always believe in this music anyway. Like, as you can see, if that get to hit 1-2 people, that's it. The rest will just flow in by itself. You'll be so surprised. A lot of people go, yo, I've been waiting for these kind of things for years. I thought I was the only one, you know?
Yeah.
They might be waiting.
Yeah.
Or for years, you know, because the reason why I'm saying this, and I bring up this subject, because when we in Mexico one time, we the brethren drove some boxes with us. We went on some beach and thing and whatnot. And we decided to, because we have sound with us, we decided to talk to people that own bars at the beachfront and things like that. And some of them, one big one known one in the area, they would say, yeah, cool. But brethren, it's a spontaneous thing, the same day thing, if I remember. Early in the morning, everybody talk, they agree and whatnot, you know. And within the afternoon, some of the brethren them went out and print flyer, find a shop that do printer, you know, just some flyer, you know, stick around the place, whatnot. midday, man, go set up nightfall. The people that turn up, most of them were from Cali. Because I think that area is like a surfing, it's like a surfing kind of place. It's known for that, you know. But the expectation was like, you could just tell, it's like, yo, I've been waiting for this all my life to hear this kind of, it wasn't alienated to them. It wasn't, because I know they've never heard this kind of music before. I know that. Some of them were just fascinating, the way the bass were, I think it was like $2 or something. They were like, wow, you know? So, you know what I mean? So from there, I remember that night correctly. That's why I'm saying it, because I was saying to myself, yo, you know what? Yeah, that place there, right? That man, it's like they're waiting. Reggie.
Yeah.
You know?
And if you, I mean, the way sound system has gone in Mexico, it's like a wildfire.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is America will be worse.
I hope so.
No, I feel it, because same thing, you can ask my brethren, same thing I said about Mexico almost 10 years ago. It's happening exactly.
Well,
because
one thing I can
tell
say,
you,
oh, sorry to cut you. One thing I can say is that wave, I would say like after Peter, kind of, there must be 10 new sounds.
Yeah.
In Cali alone.
For real.
Know? But it's like, people got this little bit idea of too much this underground kind of thing. That was then. Now it's not. It's slightly different, you know? So this is what I'm saying. Mans need to come up the surface a bit more. You know, approach the people them that you wouldn't think they will come to this thing, but due to your surprise, you'll be shocked.
Yeah.
You know? And this is the point I'm just trying to make a little bit with that side of the world. You know what I mean? Like, like example, like here back in the day, man, go do footwork when there was no internet to promote your things and whatnot. You got to do footwork. Make sure flyers printed a month before. You do your homework. What session is going on in that month prior to your dance. So you make sure you're turning up to every session, whether it's just before it finished or you go there yourself and whatnot, you know? So it's pure footwork. Or sometimes you're not even going to the session, you just find clubs that they're playing, maybe reggae or ska, whatever, you know? Just giving out the thing, the footwork. Reggie, them things, they not take long, you know? For me, even now, that can even work. It wouldn't take long. Within a year, like I said, people just need to get to know, and the rest will just fall in place. Sometimes it do work that way too, you know? Sometimes it just, you know?
Yeah, man. And I feel like over here also one of the things that's going to work to our advantage, and you know, we can put Peter in the conversation, because you know, man, you know, the thing is, Bridget, like we want to control all aspects of the thing, right? So like we don't want to have to go to rely on somebody else for the venue or something, you know what I mean? Like we want to have the thing set. Yo, this our venue. The sound already there, bought. You know what I'm saying?
Man. Reggie,
in the front. You can buy music and merchandise from the artist and all these things.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You know?
Control the drink and everything, the food, all that.
Everything.
Reggie, security, everything.
Reggie, them things there is standard, man. Because what it is now, if the people them see that, because people that hire venues and them kind of places, them not stupid neither. They just see what I want, like, yo, place get packed up, you know. So whatever he's hustling for the night, he's selling out. Of course, people like that is gonna want you back. But the way sometimes as well is nowadays just secure things, you know. Back then it was like, man, find a hall and play a dance and whatnot and move on. And because there's just so much and it was abundance, you know, hall here, you know, them kind of things there. But now it's more about securing things. If you know that building is working for you, you know, as a sound man and whatnot, it's best to always have a home at the end of the day, no matter if you go around, you know that, this is the place, like, you know.
Because we always have issues. Even sometimes the people look, you know how many times this happens same way, like, yo, we go in a place, they love the vibes, you know what I'm saying? They're like, yo, this is different. Like, I never heard nothing like this before. Like, it's so powerful, you know what I'm saying? Yo, come again, or whatever. And then the next day, Peter get a call, oh, hey, you know, actually, like, next door, like, you know, half the stuff on the wall fell down and smashed. So, like, you can't play here no more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
sorry.
them,
It was fun though. Thanks.
yeah, Virgin, them things there is, it became a big disaster here too, like that, you know. But
That's what we've been doing outside too.
you know, but sometimes less is more, you know.
Yeah.
You know, as a sound man, you gotta do the scout of where you're going to play. So you need to, like, you know, go scout at the place. Like, yeah, instead of bringing 6 in here, you can say I can bring 4 in here. You know,
Yeah,
sometimes you even go deep. If them say 4, you come look around, go, nah, man, I'm bringing 3 in here, because the whole point is you want to stay there. You don't want to, like you said, get that phone call next day, go, yo, next door lights smash and plates and everything mash up. They definitely don't want that kind of noise, maybe, but not people's stuff getting broken, you know. They don't want them kind of thing.
Yo,
you know,
watch it though. We're gonna be ready for the eye though. Watch, Bridget. We're gonna be ready for the eye, and the eye gonna come and smash it, my lord. Watch.
Well, yeah, man. Reggie,
the eye gonna smash LA, Bridget. I'm telling the eye. The eye, you know, and the eye and Fakir and I are going to smash LA, Bridget. These might not even gonna know what happened, Bridget. Telling you,
Virgin. I think America is like the untapped resource, you know. It's very, very untapped, you know. But I'm just saying, if that spark get lit properly, you know, time give it. With my motto, I always say, within 10 years, sounds will pop out nowhere. Soon, I can imagine, because in America, there's manufacturers that build things, and you know, if this thing get out of control within 10 years, you're gonna see some silly stuff, man. You know what I mean? Man coming with some kind of different speakers and modify this and modify that.
But it's gonna
get very. That's why I really want to. You know, I just give thanks. I get blessed through life to see it, because I can see the crazy stuff's gonna come. The amps, the style of designs of, but this is the kind of thing I'm thinking about. You know, because of the manufacturers in America, there's you know, they make speakers there. You know, that it's just stuff get invented over there. It's crazy. You know what I mean? So I'm saying, if certain big boys get into the game and they realize that, yo, this thing, like, this is where, man, I use real equipment, consistent, you know, heavy amplifiers, you know, certain style of boxes, you know, all them kind of things. That's why I'm kind of very going to be interested in as well. Because like I said, I can imagine some crazy stuff is going to come, you know. Yeah. Even in Mexico, you can see the design of some boxes and things like that. It's very interesting for me personally, you know. But the whole sound system thing in the US, for me, I think it wouldn't be a problem. It would be more easier than you think. Just need to make it more accessible to people. That's it. You know, and me personally, I wouldn't fret too much what kind of people, you know. On that aspect, is that, yeah, everybody I go come in and see what I go on, you know. Who feel it, you know, who don't, you know, it's how I go. But that music is needed over there. I can just feel it, man. Yeah, the whole thing about it, vocals, rhythms, and the ultimate about it is the way it's being played. When that frequency of the bass, you know, when it's, you know, when it's played in the right way, not some intolerable, you know, some things like, yo, it's played in a way that it's heavy. Like I say, your trousers is shaking, but you don't want to leave. You're feeling it like that. That's the power.
That's the tune proper. It's not just loud. It's tune proper. That's what the people trip out off of. They come in and they're like, yo, like, I thought I was just gonna get blown away, like, and my ears were not gonna be able to take it. But like, I'm like standing next to the speaker and like,
you
can't even just stop moving.
That's it. Yeah, man.
Penetrate them.
You take it in, man. You take it in. Interesting, man. So Mike, so what you think about that? Within 10 years, you think that's gonna be a big like demand for it in the US, the stores,
man.
the tunes.
Yes, man.
I
Yes,
really
know,
hope so,
definitely.
brethren. I mean, from
Yo,
what I see,
we're
right?
ahead right now.
Yeah, from what I see, like looking at like Spotify stats and YouTube stats and what I see behind the scenes at iRoots Records, I can say that at least from our perspective, the thing is growing in the US significantly. But like what I was saying, there's still significant opportunity for it to accelerate. And like I like the metaphor of catching fire, because I do feel like you have that kindling, right? The kindling that you set up for the fire,
yeah,
and then it takes
Yes,
that
sir.
and then it takes that one to
just take that one lick, man.
ignite the
Yeah,
whole thing. I really
yeah,
like
man.
that metaphor, and I feel like what we've been doing for the past, to be honest, what we've been doing for the past 10 years is like putting kindling down, We're
You
like
see,
we're
but
putting
you know what? You see, US, right? US full of Rasta man, you know.
Yes,
absolutely.
sir.
Enough
Plenty.
Rasta man in the US. And don't get it
Plenty.
twisted, Bridget. When Rasta hear Rasta music, them flock into it fast.
Mhm.
Don't get it twisted. You see some Congo looking man and you thinking, nah, them not gonna, yeah, them yo, when the vibe catch them and you hear them lyrics and it's Rasta man thing, you think like them not gonna run away from that. Bridget, them man are waiting for things like that. As the Bridget was saying, the sound man them is like what the Stone Love, the usual, the king of this and all them kind of thing there, it's a different thing, you know what I mean? It's a completely different thing.
You know what's good? Sorry, Ross. What's good is to give them something they know and something they don't know.
Yes, sir.
Bring something that everybody is familiar with, and then take it to the next thing. One criticism that we get, and Joseph, I know you've had this criticism early, is techno music.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's techno music.
I've been having that since I've started playing, man.
So it's like, but if you give them a singer that they know is a roots singer, that they respect, and a digital rhythm, now it's like a bridge. Now the young people, like the college people and the high school people, I think there's a huge opportunity, because they might not have the context and they just dive in and be like, I don't know what this is, but I love this.
Yeah, man.
And I think that's a huge opportunity. Kush has been telling us for years to flyer at colleges and focus.
Right. Now you get what I'm saying about the footwork.
Yes,
you go
sir.
to places that don't think that, you be shocked.
Yeah.
That's standard thing.
Yeah, man.
Reggie, I've been there.
Because
I've
we
been
put
there.
up thousands of flyers and still only
Reggie,
had 100 people come, because it's
Reggie,
all
that's
about
the
where
whole
you
point. Reggie, it's cool. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not just him alone. Reggie, enough man will tell you the same story.
And
sometimes 10,000 flyers and give them all out and only say, but yeah, it's how it go, you're building something, We
have to remember, I wasn't there, but I've heard from multiple people that Shaka dances were pretty empty. And then they focused on the college, they focused on that age group and start to fill them up.
Yeah. Reggie, like I said, I'm telling you right now, it's the music has changed so much that you can't limit yourself of trying to not advertise it, trying to push it out. Sorry. I think it's a big mistake to do that, because everybody's connected right now. You can speak to people in China, you can speak to people in Australia and whatnot. So that means that you can do that alone. That means that they hearing other things that, they seeing other things from different side of the world and all that kind of thing, So you'd be very, very, very surprised. Some people, especially in Thailand, the man are building dub, they're mixing it, like they got sound and, they're playing it in that kind of sound system way,
Yep.
8-9 years ago, you could never think of such a thing,
Yep.
You see what I'm trying to say? And that's them side of the world. They like sound too, especially Thailand and place there, And that's what I'm trying to say. So sometimes if it's not a lyrical content, It's just the music itself as well. The way it's been done, you can hit nearly everywhere you go.
Yes, I.
100%. And
true,
that
true.
I will stand by that. I don't business what anybody say. I will stand that. You know, talking from as far as till now, my experience I've had with it. I've been, you know, going here and there and whatnot and experiment with it. I've played after people that just played rock music, and I've played after people that just literally play Elephant Man and Bashment thing. And the crowd is like, yo, but you know, it's like, okay. But
yeah,
you know, if you kind of know what, if you kind of have the idea, all right, what kind of people are there on this, you gotta have the idea to what kind of people are there too in a similar way. And then yeah, you can play things that most of them will resonate to, because this music, like I said, is kind of made for that, to resonate all around.
yeah,
You know, so I don't feel no way about it. But my point is, I'm saying about the stage, basically, it just needs to be played more like that.
Right.
Much more.
Yo,
You know?
and a reality of it, my lord, too. I don't know if the eye really even know this, but like, yo, the eye is actually gonna be, you are already playing a crucial role in shaping the sound that all these men are gonna be putting out in the near future. I'm saying, like, coming from the US, coming from Cali in particular, right? Because you know what I'm saying, you working with Fakir so extensively, working with the eye, you know what I'm saying, working with Peter and working with Mike, you know what I mean? Like, and everybody knows the eye. Anybody who knows the scene knows the eye, knows of the eye's work, scene. So like, you working with I is major. And I'm gonna show you a next bridge too, because just interestingly enough, the sound that the collective group of Rastaman from all over the place, where they're out in California, right? When them and them come together and played some reggae music, right? It sounds very similar to the same type of music would come out of the Virgin Islands, like Midnight, Akibeka. And that was, I think, a key part of them being so huge over here, because I mean, where was that? I feel like this was a major part of their fan base for the longest time. I was there from the beginning, checking them brethren, and I was amazed. I was like, yo, these brethren on a next level. They're taking it to a next level. They taking it where it left off, you know what I mean? And they just moving with it, you see? And enough of the brethren in California, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're linked heavily with, I have enough veterans in the VI, enough musician and things. And now, since we've been playing sessions up in the area where it's a lot of VI artists come into work, even seasonally, a lot of them even have moved there permanently, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't need a passport to move from back and forth from VI to US, see?
Right.
All you need is your regular state ID, see? So you can move, about the place. Utilize that, yeah. So the link between Cali and the VI is strong in lots of ways, you know what I'm saying? On the ganja, on the music, just on the vibes and on a Rasta level. And now it's like, we see like how with the dub plates, you know what I'm saying, that Vaughn have done with the eyes, you know what I'm saying? Now it's like, we played sessions up in these areas. These men have come to the session, they felt the vibe, and they bought it, brethren. They're like, yo, they're all about it. They need more. It's like food, seen?
That's why I touch on the subject, because I know US full of Rasta man.
Yes,
and US is not small, it's huge. So when they go further in, the more certain things is hard to get to. And certain things is hard to get to them, you know?
Yes,
But like I say, imagine they need a bit more of it, consistent, a little bit of consistent of it. And then the rest will just fall in place. Naturally. But the people then waiting, man, in the US, man, for real.
Yes, enough people waiting. And you always have some man show up in a session. You ain't never seen a man before. The man show up in a session with like an Abba Shanti shirt or something. And I'm just saying that's showing you somebody who knows the vibes. They've
I'm
been
telling you,
about the vibes.
yo,
They've been waiting, and you talk to them, and they're like, "Yo,
you
can't
be,
believe
that's what
it,
I'm
brethren.
saying.
This is so
Yes,
vibes. I've been waiting for the longest time." That's how I
that's what I'm
was.
saying,
Same way.
Brendan. There's a lot of people that it's just in their yard. They make it personal, you know,
Yes,
like
I.
they've kept it personal. So you'd be surprised as well how a lot of them out there like that, especially YouTube showed me a lot of that too. A lot. Brendan, there's enough time you sit down, there's enough man in their yard, you know, and they're mixing up some doves, and I'm like, wow, go on,
Yes, I.
you know.
Yes, I.
But the only thing about them, not young people, you know. You can tell them some experienced man them from long time, but like I said,
Yes,
it's been kept like that.
It's a
It's like
connoisseur vibe. It's a connoisseur vibe.
it's
For real.
become a dear thing to the heart, you know, like a escape, you know, like their personal thing, you know.
Yeah,
It's
man.
become like that, you know. But what I'm
Yes,
saying
I.
is, if the sound them are playing now, and they see that what the sessions of the stuff they're doing as a virgin, dance get full up with the right people, man, all the time, man. I know.
I'm just kind of laughing because, like, when you reason with us, you'll hear this like strong yearning for the scene to be bigger and for it to catch on more. But sometimes it's funny, people from the outside sometimes think it's thriving, you know, like people have said to me things like the huge market that you have in the US and the huge sound system scene that you have in the US, and I
What?
mean, it's cool that they think that, but from us it feels like there's so far to go.
Yeah.
I want to circle around to something that we were talking about before, and it's actually how the three of us connected on the musical projects that we're working on now. And we started to dig into it when we were talking about Tenna and
Yes,
Nibiru. And it's actually what brought Joseph and I together was the Tenna music at first. That was the first music that brought us together. Because I had heard, it must have been Lion Symbol and Yoga and Rasta Mission.
Yeah, I remember
those
them.
were those were some of the tunes along with Shiva that made me say these things have to be released, and I wanted to be involved in releasing them. And so Joseph, we spoke and we made our plans and our agreements, and when it came time to release that, I just knew that Ras Amlak had to do the art. I just knew it because the level of those tunes and the power of the vibe just with his creativity just worked perfectly. So I wanted to show the first one that we did is this one.
Yes, that's the one.
So Ras Amlak, I wanted you to just talk a little bit about how this came to be. I remember some reasonings that we had before, you know, before you painted this. I was giving you those tunes
Yes, I.
to meditate on. Yeah, tell us about this one.
Man, well, I know, man, I was juiced, man, telling you, Bridget, when you linked me and was like, yo, check it, I got these tunes working on, you know, I want to do some real, like, you know, like iconic, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if you check all these classic things from like the 70s in particular, and then, you know, like the early 80s and stuff, like all of the album art was off the charts, man. Alderman's LP art was dope. And I don't know about the eyes, but anytime, because I'm on listen to vinyl from long time too. So anytime I listen to vinyl from long, you know, I have to put the vinyl up there. You know what I'm saying? I have to put the thing up there and meds the imagery while I check the vibes. You know what I'm saying? It just worked like that because again, everything sounding light. So I felt like, yo, man, like, and again, Tenna coming with, you know what I'm saying, the topics were like, you know, people not really touching on, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of artists stay within the same parameters. So I was so, you know, I said, man, what an opportunity to like really, you know what I'm saying, give some iconic imagery to go with these iconic tunes. I feel like, you know, in time, You know, there's classic tunes like already, you know, from my first hear them, I say, yo, man, these are going to be classics. So I knew that the imagery had to be on the levels, you know what I'm saying? So,
True.
you know, it's always, sometimes it's not even necessarily the image, you know, and the image is, you know what I'm saying? Basically, you're looking at the full chakric scale. That's Jacob's ladder, you know what I'm saying? You're looking at the full chakric range, you know what I'm saying? In your body, and you have as above, so below, you know? Have those ancient mans, like today we call it Rasta man, you know what I'm saying? Even some man still call it Sadhu, but you really check it, the man, we looking at the same principles, and you trace it back to the same source.
That's it. Yeah, man.
That's what we're drawing in the collective, the universality of it. You know what I'm saying?
This goes back to something we talked about at the very beginning, what might be like a controversial or a taboo subject, but something that all of us cited as not problematic was, I mean, you got Rastafari in here, you got yoga in here, which is Hindu. You got the tree of life, which would be
metaphysics, my lord, sacred geometry.
Yep.
See it there.
Yeah. You got levitate. You got a lot going on in here. A lot, and for a lot of us, it just fits. It just like that's it. And
that's the whole point I'm trying to explain, man.
It's the ascension within yourself.
You know, that's it, Richard.
So let's I mean, the backs of these are serious too. I mean, the backs of these are super serious.
Yeah.
That's lion symbol, right? And in lion symbol,
I'm feeling that one there, man.
Yeah. Senna's talking about how the lion symbol is used all over the world in different mythologies and stories to represent similar things.
Yes, and hear what the man said, lion symbol. And if you know what is a symbol, like a symbol, man, what is a symbol? You know what I mean? A symbol is what, you know, the thing about the symbol, it's not just the you know what I'm saying, the physical character or the physical glyph, because depending upon your consciousness, where you're at, the level of your meds, where's your realms, when you see that symbol, you're going to activate different things according to your consciousness. So like the symbology is key to how we communicate, because those of us who, you know what I'm saying, are drawing for that higher level frequency, you know what I'm saying, the higher vibes, you know what I'm saying? That's how we communicated.
Yes, All right, let's move to the next one. This one took, I want to say, between 3 and 4 years, man. This is let me get a nice clear one. This is animal rights. This is animal rights, which I consider just, I mean, classic.
Yes,
classic,
that's
classic.
the one, man.
Yes,
So tell us about this one, man. Joseph, you were reasoning on this one the other day, as far as being a tune that is kind of getting its time now, you know, years later.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ross, tell us about the animal rights artwork.
Yo, man, well, again, man, Tenna just dropping the crucial jewels, you know, and putting things out there, putting the topics out there that, like, you know, like, you have enough one say, you know what I'm saying, I talk pot this, and, you know what I'm saying, no nyam flesh that, you know what I'm saying, but like, really though, going into the real principle and moral source of it, you know what I mean, and like making a real statement, you know what I mean, because the animals, it's like
Interconnectedness of life.
You know, man, it's life in another vessel. See it, but like same flesh, same blood, same bone, same brain, same heart, same circulatory, same respiratory. You know what I'm saying? They feel the same things, man. They feel the same things. They feel anger. They feel happiness. They feel joy. You know what I'm saying? They feel sadness. You know what I'm saying? And they have their life, and they have their ways, right? You will call it their culture. Do they not have it? Right? And you have to protect them, man. And the animals is never was never there for us to devour off the earth, see? Right? And me personally, I would say that the animals, them, didn't really even eat each other in the first, man. They only learned that from humans, see? Because in the beginning, it was perfect. So if you have people eating each other, then there's where's the perfection, right? Seen? So I'm just saying the animal rights, man. Animal rights, the big thing. And you have a lot of men, you have a lot of men who walk around with, you know what I'm saying? Like they put sweaters on the dog and the dog goes everywhere. You know what I'm saying? The dog rides in a baby carriage and all these type of things, right? But then the man will take that same dog who they love the dog so much. They claim that they love animals so much. And they'll take that dog to go get a hamburger, you see him?
Mm-hmm.
But the value, so like what makes that dog in a sweater more valuable than that cow that you're eating? See?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
It's a different kind of meditation with that kind of mindset, people, you know. You know what I mean? But we just see us like one life, you know. Just strictly just see as one life, but obviously manifest in different forms and whatnot. Even then you have the people come with a silly argument. Oh, so what about the plants? You're killing them and whatnot. Yeah. All right, cool. But hold on, cool, no problem. But that's how I know I always go with nature is beautiful, right? Because if I take one apple from a tree, yeah, it's got seeds in it. I know I can replace that tree back with even more than one apple I took.
Right. But when you take that apple from that tree don't perish.
No, but I'm saying
so he busts more apples.
No, but what I'm saying, people come with them argument there.
Yeah, man, true.
This is what it is. It comes with the seeds. So at least I can put that back twice as more even, and even more in abundance of what I took. If I put it back, you know, that's the farming. But I just drop it like, yo, so what about if you ain't putting that cow back? You're not putting that goat back. You're not even putting them things there back. You can't physically put it back. You have to force it to try and make its own self again in a forceful way. And even that's become a thing now, you know? Force
crazy.
Nature reproduce things.
Factory farming and
this is what I'm trying to say. Like, it's ridiculous. And it gets to a point, they don't even want to, them animals don't even want to do that no more. So they have to even make an animal strictly for that, make their own type of, you know, it gets silly right now. Like example, Rastaman has been saying for a long time, ganja good for this, ganja good for that, ganja good for this. Them tell you, say, yo, you're a madman, I eat that thing. Rastaman get beat up, you know, go through a whole heap of shit. Then tomorrow, next man come call it medical marijuana. It's good for this and good for that and good for this.
Yeah, man.
You know, Rastaman coming down, tell him about something called Aita. For since Rastaman come, you know, tell him about Aita. And then now the same thing, them turn around and go, yeah, a vegan thing. I don't know, you know. Rastaman down tell him about Haile Selassie. So that's it, just give them a little while. And they're gonna come back and go.
You see me?
They're gonna come back and go, yeah, you know what? Yeah. The brother was here, you know, but at the time, you know, they just make up a whole bag of story and make a movie and get next brother, you know. But I'm just trying to say how the thing go, you know. Like, so we don't know about the we stand up for life itself. And when we do take life, we know what we're taking, the amount of respect you give to the taking of that life. There's some tribal people out there, them not just go kill an animal, you know. When they kill the antelope, there's a ritual them go through.
It's a ritual,
like they go through a ritual, you know, and they take it seriously because they understand what they're doing. They're killing another life. You know, that never trouble them at all. Something that's pure on that aspect, you know. So the mafia respect you on that level. You know, don't let, you know, they drain the blood in the ground properly. It's held steady, you know, until the life pass away. Not on a brutal killing, shocking and chopping head off all of a sudden. And, you know, them things
Right,
that's
and just for the sport of it, like
that's crazy.
you're not even have a chance and just slaughtering animals and the
No,
poaching
and some of the
the
worst
whole
things,
black market of
right? You know,
animal
to
limbs
top it off,
and organs and things. See?
you know, to top it off here, some of them know that when they go through that door, them all gonna die, and there's
Right.
hundreds
Yeah.
of them behind them. You know, can you imagine that kind of shock, right? For a start,
Right.
let alone after the death, the kind of energy that is releasing in on this planet.
And that was
Yeah.
That's hold on.
And that was-
That's why there's a lot of people going mad. Things
Yeah,
like,
man,
you
and
know,
all the excrement and all the feces. Yo,
think
Patrick.
about it. You know, no,
that was
Bridget,
that was Tenna's reasoning, brethren. That was Tenna's reasoning. What he was telling me was that because so many people on Earth are materialists, they think you can grow animals in a factory and kill them, and it's why would that be a problem? Why
Right.
would that be any problem? That's just what we do to eat, right?
what is sorry to cut you off, Mike. A lot of them, the trick is with a lot of them, they don't witness the death of what they're gonna
That's
eat.
right. That's right.
That's the trick behind it.
Yep.
Because I will lay something on it to tell you that if you show majority on everyone, every time they have to show them kind of things there, I bet you they'll switch what they're gonna eat. Because for a
Yeah,
start, some people are conscious. For a start, even looking in the eyes of the thing, it's an eye and an eye looking in the eye too.
Natural.
They're gonna feel it for a start,
Natural.
you know, and then you got the people them like it's like they'll try and bypass the conscious thing and try and be a bit more physical thing. And when they witness their head get chopped up and the way the physical trauma impact of the flesh going on, that alone would change a lot of their mind and concept.
Yes, my
you know,
Lord.
so many and so many and so many.
For real.
So that's the trick. That's a trick
Because
with a
they
lot
never
of them.
seen that part of it. They never show them that part of it.
This is what I'm
because
saying. They
people
don't see it.
They don't do
don't.
that. It's
They-
just
if they
it's just
do
a
see
product
it,
in
you
a
know,
package, Dean.
That's right.
It's just a packaged product.
You know, I'm not saying everyone, right? I'm saying majority of people. It would start with the mothers. Mothers will make sure that you know, it start with the children, sorry. The youth then will be like, nah. Subconsciously, they'll be like, nah, I can't. If they keep witnessing it, you know, consistent. You have people tell you, oh, example, I live in Pakistan. Yeah, I've seen that since I was youth and whatnot. But little did they know, violence is violence, the traumatized of it as a youth.
Yes, sir.
You know, some you're not gonna stand there be shocked, but it's a subconsciously as well, goes in the back of the mind, you know, and the growing that level, the violence on that aspect, you know what I mean? So either way you're looking at it, it's affecting, you know.
Yes,
And
sir.
that's why I said the majority of the world, they will click with that and they'll be like, nah, this not happening. You know, look at Bridget, I wouldn't be surprised 30 years from now, everyone's vegetarian, vegan.
Yes, sir.
And then you have the few sect of people that's eating brutal. And then another 300 years from now, they will say that, rah, you guys were eating like that. Them lot crazy. Look, what they were chopping cows' head off and eating it. Wow,
Yes,
that's madness. They
they
were barbaric people. Same way when we think of the people in the past, the way the brutal, we think they're barbaric people, no? So don't you think the generation gonna come after? They're gonna think us too. Well, these love nuclear bombs and these they're barbaric people. You know what I mean? So back to that subject, man. It's very crucial what Tanner said about that. The energy get released in the air. So can you imagine? Can you imagine throughout time and time how amount of bad and like traumatized energy that's been released in the air? You know, so even your meds is not gonna be good. Some, you know, because of the frequency that's going around, that is being let off in there. Too much of it. Traumatized.
A lot of trauma.
Too much.
A lot of trauma.
And what the I said about the coming, like, because I'm always even telling my youth said way, like, you're about to see the dawn of, because we look at football and things. We look at I've been looking at the EPL from a long time, seen. So just in that, I said, yo, you're about to check you're about to see the generation, right, of the plant-based athlete. This is what's coming in. And even look, man, it's evident, right? Because then why enough of these have meat industry have been so impacted, you know what I'm saying, by all these different factors, COVID, shutdowns, and new environmental, you know what I'm saying, regulations and things where man can't operate in certain capacities that they was operating in before, right? Now enough people getting conscious, enough people is removing that from their diet. And now you see what happened. All these big meat industry people, all these big meat corporations, they're buying up all these, you know what I'm saying, like veggie meat companies.
And I think, sorry, and I think a lot of them are realizing that now, yo, you know what? All my life I could live without this thing here. In fact, it's a beneficial impact more than it's not. You get what I'm saying? Because you will see a difference. Big difference, you know? Yeah, Bridget, it's a serious thing, you know. Hey, check it. There's only 3 life on earth: man, woman, and the rest of other life. We don't stand up for none of them. You get the people, you know, there's people out there that go and stop people chopping down forests and whatnot, you know. Majority of the world, we don't do that. We don't fight for them, no other rights. You know, but what do you expect if we have been so controlled, and so even we're not free as well now as human beings ourselves? We're even fighting for our own rights, you know. Some people are even busy fighting for a man fighting busy for his own rights as well. You know, get caught up in that, let alone gonna be looking for other lives to fight their rights for. You know what I mean? And if the world stand up rights for animals, there will be a big, huge impact. Like I said, it will be very minimized of people that will be eating them and doing whatnot with them than the majority of what they're dealing with now. You know, like I said, anyway, all them things gonna get done. Rastaman Dan said it. We said Aita. The man come with a new era called vegan.
Yeah, man.
So, it's the same thing, but you know, it's been switched around.
For the sake of time, Bridget, for the sake of time, yeah, I want to move to just 2 more things, and then I'll probably have to seal it.
Yeah, man.
I want to talk about this one.
True.
Ras Amlak's debut album, Rally Round.
The Rally Round.
Yeah.
All right.
With King Alpha. Yeah. So
boom tune.
Very, very happy to be part of the channel that brought that to the world, you know?
Yes, sir. Yeah, man, it was an honor.
Rally Round, Melt Away, some tough.
You see that that's what I'm saying, Reggie. When the man get to hear, when the people get to hear them tunes, the lyrical content, the rest of them, we know the tunes, like we know, like the man, you know, it's not alienated. This is what I'm trying to explain. And the place is full of Rasta man and Rasta woman and Rasta people. Full.
Yes, sir.
Enough. The lyrical content, even the album itself, when you read out their names, you know, it's
Rally Round, Jumping the Fire, No Peace, His Foundation, Melt Away, Warning, Warriors on the Rise. Yeah, cultural tunes.
This is what I'm trying to say. Rastaman cultural tune, like all them titled the Rastaman titles, you know. You know,
yes, sir.
It's not alienated, man. Man, you just need to hear it more and more and more. You know, boom album, man, Rally Round. That's
So
Rally Round's the one for me.
Ras Amlak, tell us about what kind of feedback, what kind of feed forward you got on the album.
I mean, I can I haven't heard really, you know, everything been positive. You know, I mean, people like I give thanks for you know, people that come into the DMs and thing on Instagram and whatnot and hail me up or on Facebook or whatever. Like I give thanks, man. Enough people, you know, I have to say I was surprised, you know, because like I said, like you know, out here, it's like you said, Bridget, is the usual suspects. So like, you expect them are gonna support it just because they always do. You know what I mean? But I was curious about, you know, I felt like it was kind of like more an opportunity for me, you know what I'm saying, to be introduced to that side. You know what I mean? So I give thanks and you know, without hesitation, without apology, a strictly Rasta boom tunes, like you said. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The
Now,
emphasis. No.
if I remember correctly, this one dropped like right after everything shut down for COVID, if memory serves.
Brethren, on the same day. That, I mean, I don't know. I know different places was locked down different days, but
Right.
for everybody there in the US, it was the very day, brethren, the very day everything went on lockdown. It was a March 13th, 2020.
Yeah.
Seen? And I was just like, yo, what a vibes, brethren. Like, I couldn't believe, like, I was so honored to be, you know what I'm saying, just like officially on the pandemic playlist. You see?
Right.
For real.
So I'm gonna go to the next one, which is exponential. This is the one with Ras Amlak and Fakir
Yes.
Amlak and King Alpha. This one is pretty recent. This one came out this year.
Recent but long awaited.
Yeah. We were talking about going into like new continuing the tradition, continuing the Rasta tradition, but going into new realms with it. So there's some things on here. Solomon's ring. Ezekiel's wheel.
Seen.
And even the title tune exponential. These are some topics that. When did you hear anybody talk about Solomon's ring?
You see it there. You don't hear them things there, man. You don't hear them lyrics there. That's what I'm trying to say, Bridget. Yeah, you can have.
But the world, right now, I said the world ready though, so that's why we have to come bring it.
You know,
you
see them albums there, yeah. Bridget, when things in time to come, and man play them again, it's gonna be like new thing. You be surprised that, and then people ask you, what's that new album? Like, nah, Bridget, I done it 10 years ago. You know, this is.
Right?
I'll tell you a funny story. I'll tell you a funny story, right? Our distributor, Zojak. This is the same. This is one of the owners of that company, right? This is the same man that puts out the Vibes Cartel albums. Like this man puts out everything in reggae. When I sent him this album to distribute, he came right back at me and he said, "Nobody talks about Ezekiel's wheel." Tell me, he said, "Tell me, let's talk about Ezekiel's wheel." I was like, well, you know, I reasoned with him a little bit. I didn't want to go too far. He had a whole reasoning on it and said he wants to do an animated video for it, which is how we got the animated video for Ezekiel's wheel. He wanted to know the lyrics for Solomon's ring. He wanted to know the lyrics for Ezekiel's wheel.
But I'm saying this is what it's all about, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Bridget, the subject matter, it's like it needs to get more redder and redder and redder and redder. Yeah. You know, because like I said, me and the brethren reason the other day, I tell him, yo, the educational side of it, it has to make a man go research. It's got to make a man open a book. It's got to make a man switch on the computer and type something and look for something, you know? And it's got to make a man scratch his head as well. Like, yeah, what go on there? You know, this is the whole point.
Yes,
reggae is like that. That was reggae. Reggae was a school book. Reggae was a history book. Reggae was a, you know, so don't let no one tell you nothing ain't changed. And ain't gonna change. It's kept on something that will make people think. That's the whole point. Right. You know?
Yeah, you might have to go through us. Go through.
Oh, I just want to say, yo, man, it's because we come in with the confirmation, right? That ones and the ancients and the elders and, you know what I'm saying, the foundation man them already been telling you. So, right, we come in with that confirmation and then we're moving it forward and showing you, like I said, the universal context is the key. You have to know how all these things connected together. You see it.
You see?
You see, you can't be calling things demons and things, just because of your limited perspective and your, you know what I'm saying? Because if you really was about sound power, then you would know that Abraham is the same as Brahma, and Sarah is
No,
from
no, Bridget,
Saraswati.
of course,
This is so
for
simple,
sure.
okay? I just want to touch on
Abraham's,
it real quick.
yeah, it's a very simple thing. Abraham,
Everything is universal. Everything is
yeah,
connected. Everything
this is,
belongs to the higher power. Seen.
but this is what I'm trying to say. And the beauty about this is when you're trying to fuse something together, it will tell you whether it's working or it work. You will know. You will know that now this ain't gelling naturally. Majority of the time you see it click. And I said to myself, Ras, I could have done this a long time ago. You know, but it makes you want to go further and try. Sometimes you come across some things, but you know, and then through that, you're getting into other things and you're understanding more other things and things that, like you just said, Regine, enough man will go, yo, this is some pagan or some voodoo or some funny thing, like, you know, but when you get this, you realize, then you get to understand that the way, even you get to the point where the way you even look at them, you don't see that kind of thing no more, you know. Regine, as far as we know, as big man, we know what's bad and what's bad. The way we are, even let's say as a Rasta man, you would know was something not right, something not right. Because a Rasta man have a certain way of life. And if you keep on that certain kind of way of life, something that do not resonate with his way of life, he will know, like, nah, I can't work, you know, into them things there, you know. You know? So
likewise, you should align up with the truth.
You know,
in the same
and so certain man should stop for a minute when certain things are coming out of certain people. They should ask why, or like Mike said earlier on, it's better to ask than try and think of your own kind of arrogancy kind of way, you know, or you should understand that what kind of people you're dealing with, and you should know that them ain't gonna be dealing with some mad crazy things, and something that is coming with a negative force.
Right. Because who is that man? Did I ask for that person's critical analysis?
Thank you.
No, man. I presented a message, a gift. Seen? It's a gift. It's a key. You know? It's a stepping stone. You can do with it what you want to do. If you don't want to do nothing with it, then you don't need a critical analysis about it. But if you see it and it intrigue you and it inspire you, and you're like, yo, like, I would have liked to know more about that. Like, how these brethren talk about that, like how that relate to Rasta. Then come read in my large, and we will tell you.
Yes, universal. At least, you know, and man will tell you why he done it and what information he's got with it. Like example, I will make some mantra tunes, but a lot of people don't know that. They think I don't know what they're saying. I do my research before I do these things.
Yes, sir.
You know, some people, they think you just get somebody going wee wah wah and just put on a tune. I don't do that. Me personally, I like to know things, because you just don't know at the time someone's gonna ask you, do you know what they're saying? And you can't be doing stuff and don't know nothing about it. It don't make, for me personally, it don't make no sense, because it's gonna affect people. You're gonna project it out to people. It's a thing that you throw to the world and see how they perceive it as, you know? So I'm just trying to say, it is funny like that, man. You know, I don't really, I'm very hard to listen sometimes to them kind of things.
Yeah.
You know, where man is talking about, oh, this is funny, this can't work. This is, you're mixing something with this. Why are you doing this? And, you know, you know?
Two quotes, two quotes that always stick with me on anytime somebody wants to challenge some of the subject matter, like we were talking about with Exponential.
Yeah.
Or also on the Fakir albums. There's two quotes that stay with me. They're both His Majesty. And I think that there's a tendency for people to try to pull His Majesty to certain sides that they represent. Whether they want to pull His Majesty to the Christian side, or they want to pull His Majesty to the Pan-African side, or they want to pull His Majesty to the mystic side or the political side. His Majesty is all. His Majesty is all of those things.
That's
To
right.
me, His Majesty is the light of the world. Whichever way you want to cite Him, you can. Like the man was talking about.
But some
whichever
people only
perspective
have
you look at the sun
some people are only limited to perceive him in a specific context. Seen? That's
like
just
you
the
were,
reality
like you
of
were
it.
saying about the sun. It says more about where the person. It says more about the perspective than about His Majesty. But I'll cut to the chase because I don't want to be long. There's two quotes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm a Christian king, but as king, I'm equally Christian, Muslim, and pagan.
Mm,
There's so much in that quote.
mm.
There's so much in that quote. Next one, His Majesty quotes Radhakrishnan and says, in the mystic traditions of the different religions, we have remarkable unity of spirit. Whatever religion they may profess, they are spiritual kinsmen. Hold on, my camera is 1 second. All right. Whatever religion they may profess, they are spiritual kinsmen. While the different religions in their historic forms bind us to limited groups and militate against the development of loyalty to the world community, the mystics have already stood for the fellowship of humanity and harmony with the mystics of ages gone by. And I feel like that quote in particular squashes all the critics, and I feel like our work is right in that line.
It's about education time. You know,
Yes, sir.
we live in the age of information. So
there's no excuse.
there's no excuse.
There's no excuse for your ignorance.
You know, I give thanks that I can be part of something that can project some kind of information to masses. You know,
Yes, sir.
That's powerful. I really do give thanks.
Yes, sir.
I do give thanks for that. You know, for real.
Likewise.
Because like I said, we're seeking, like, a lot of people got access to seek information right now, and like even the subject matter that we touch on, like I said, maybe 10 years, 15 years back, most people would not even know what the hell is going on. They wouldn't even know half of the names on some of them albums there. Yep. You know, right. Things like that, you know. But right now, enough people grab something. But the problem is the wise ones that think that, yeah, they could, you know, say something better than, but they're mistaking the whole point of this thing. The whole point of this is for you to go about your business. That's the thing, you missed. That's the whole point. It's set like that. That's why some of the lyrics them are in the CD and them things there. If you don't understand what he's saying, it's written down, read it. If you want to argue with what, not argue with the lyrics and go about your business. You know, that's what it's for. You know, but some people are not, you know, you can't, basically, like I'll say to the brother, that you can't really eliminate certain things, you know, because you can't stop some people coming directly at you and not even asking you, but they just directly at you. Like,
Exactly,
you know?
Exactly. It says more about them. It says more about them than about you. One other thing I want to touch on, although the brethren is not here, you know, Fakir is a big part of all of us. Everything we're doing, you know, Fakir is.
Yeah, man, it's a big unit, and it's gonna get bigger and bigger in future, man. For real. You know, that's not even a joke thing, for real, man. It's gonna get big, because for me, the mission is the information. You know, it's very, very important. It starts with that. It really starts with that. We can spread the information of Dogon to China. We can spread the information of Dogon to New Zealand and you know, them kind of things there. You know, it's very, very, enough man don't get how powerful this thing is really. not just what we do. I'm talking about generally the thing itself. You know, now someone take it for this and take it for that and take it for this. Cause yo, you've got a chance to be part of a vibration, and you need to vibrate. It's just as simple as that.
See it?
You vibrate, that vibration will be like the string theory. It will consistent ring on.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I. Yes,
You know, consistent ring on. So for me, like I was saying to you, you want it now? Yeah, man, cool. You can eat it now, get it now, no problem. But you know, go so the next time, you know, don't feel no way, you know. So yeah, Bridget, man, it's blessed, you know. It's really blessed to the fullest, man. The whole work, like I said, is if you check the names too, Alpha-Akashic-Ras Amlak, Akashic Records, you know, and it's
King Alpha.
Reggie, there's more to come.
You see
There's more
it?
to come.
Yeah.
Reggie,
And
there's more to come.
Again,
More to
just
come.
in the word sound, there's the symbology again, just in the text and in the sound and
Yeah.
verbalization of the names, right? There's something in that.
This is what I'm trying to explain, man. It's not even something is happening, so it's serious thing, you know. That's all I have to say.
It's bigger than any one
Something's
of us.
happening. That's all I gotta say,
We
Bridget, man.
all feel it. We know what we're supposed to do. It's interesting.
Yo,
Yeah,
man,
man.
my duty in this life is to prepare the vessel for the spirit come in. See?
Yeah, man. Pass
That's
it on
it.
and like brother say, pass it on. You know, remember that tune? Pass it on. You know,
Strictly light and
Yes.
sound, purified.
You just pass it on. That's your mark here on life. You know, you gotta pass it on.
Yes, I.
If you don't pass nothing on, you're done. What they say? Your name will never be mentioned again. You'll be like a
Right.
smoke. You're gone.
That's
You know.
that's the whole reason why it was agreed for you to come here, for I and I come here. You know what I mean? Because you have to fulfill that potential, whatever it is within inside yourself, whoever you be, that potential inside you is what you here for. So you have to just move with that potential. You
Yeah,
know what I
man.
mean?
You have to pass it on. That's the religion. That's the meditation. You know.
That's
It's
the nurtured frequency.
Natural. See it there?
Yes, the next one. I think that's a good place to seal it, because
See?
that's a hint
Yeah.
of what's to come. So I just want to tell you, brethren, personally, many thanks for what you've done, and
Give thanks, Bridget.
and for what we're doing.
Likewise.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah, man. Give thanks,
To
Mike,
both
man.
guys, same way.
And give thanks, Ras Amlak, for like, you know, just taking a little time out to chat to man, and you know,
Yes, sir.
make the
Same
people
way.
know what I go on, and you know, just different reason on a different side still. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
You
Trust
know?
me, in the perfection, man. Soon enough, I go reach over there. You go reach forward here, same way.
Yeah,
So,
man. Yeah, man. Everything during
man,
time,
I
you
know.
know. Thing. So, Bridget, it's time, bless, man.
Once
You
the
know?
four of us all in one place, then yeah, man.
Yeah, there.
Vibes and vibes. So
Yeah,
it's
there.
gonna be, you know, the lower chakric forces are resistant though. They're like, oh no, don't let them on them come in on a collective mashup.
In time.
Bridget,
Can't
I gotta
stop
make
it.
a move, man. Gotta do a few
Yes,
works
I.
though. Still, it's getting late. You know.
Yes, I.
So give
Yes,
thanks
I.
again, Bridget. Enough blessings, man.
Aye.
Powers.
Blessed love.
Rastafari.
Aye,
Majesty.
aye.
Yes, sir.
Yes, my
Yes, sir.
Lord. More
Yes, sir.
time.
Bless.